Welcome back, everybody. Let's play Hot Wheels Burnin Rubber for the GBA. So, last episode we, I believe, if I remember correctly, we just screwed down the time trial after doing a little bit of Grand Prix. And we're pretty much just going to be doing that same cycle that we're going to carry throughout the entirety of the Let's Play. We're going to start off with some Grand Prix, and then from there move on into the actual time trials. So, now we actually have the silver cup unlocked, I guess. And from there, our first circuit is the qualifier. With a couple of new courses, couple of old courses. Yeah. We only have 100 gold to fund our current vehicular development, which isn't actually enough to do anything with right now, so, yeah. Yes! So in that case, I'm just gonna start off quickly. Oh, and you might have just heard some thunder in the background, that's nice. Usually I can't hear lightning down here, but I can right now, so that's nice, I guess. This is usually like the place I go to get away from storms. But, I don't know. Now we're going faster, you might notice that I'm turning a little bit harder. I mentioned this, I think, in the last episode, that if you turn too hard, you can spin out. Something to pay attention to at high speeds like this. You have big turns. There are some turns in particular that you really have to worry about that with, actually. And if necessary, actually, in fact, it pretty much will be necessary quite often, I find. At least the way I drive. You may find it necessary to hit the brake a bit, or to just shift down a couple of gears and to throttle your speed that way. To let yourself go at a low enough speed to actually make the turn. Of course, you need to hit the turn the right way in the first place as well. You can't hit it from the inside too hard, because otherwise you'll end up trying to turn too hard, and you'll either end up slamming into a wall or slowing down to a halt. And if you hit it too far on the outside, it'll be kind of... You may end up going up against the wall, but it'll also be kind of inefficient. Anyways. Into the dust course we go. We do have some gold now. I don't remember how much we need for our engine to be upgraded. Everything else, though, is upgraded as it can be. We need 300. Alright. So we're getting 100 gold for every first place we get here, though. And the amount of money that you get as time goes on is quite a lot, so... Beautiful. Got a very nice start. I think I just rear-ended some maelstrom back there. Anyhow. This turn right here? No, I'm not sure. There's at least some turn. I think it's this one right here. If you hit it just right, you can actually do all those right turns all in one go. Whoops. Hitting the walls here. But the thing about doing that is you need to be sure that you don't accidentally turn too hard. Because otherwise... spinning, lots of spinning. And I don't know if it's just... It seems kind of like hitting walls in this particular stage, or this particular track, actually slows you down more than it does other places. Maybe it's just because usually when you hit something here, you hit at a steeper angle than you otherwise would. Or you hit it multiple times. I'm not sure. But hitting things here slows you down quite a bit. I hate having my gear knocked down a ton. Usually through my own error. Either through handling my gear shift or through handling a turn. Or both, most likely. Usually you want to, when you're hitting a turn, what you want to do is... No, you're hitting a turn. Whoa! If you're not already at full speed when you hit a jump, what you want to do is you want to shift into a higher gear before you make the jump. And then you'll accelerate a good bit when you hit the jump pad. As opposed to switching gears immediately after hitting the jump pad like I usually do, for whatever reason it may be. And next, billiard course. No new courses yet, I don't think. I'm pretty sure we've seen all of these. I don't like this billiard course, actually. I think this is the first course that I used hammered cube on. In fact, not on my computer. What am I doing? And turbo! It's a little bit of a stat increase, as you can see. So this car is now as upgraded as it can be, actually. We're pretty early in the game, and yet we're already still as buffed as can be. Look at those stats. That's actually pretty nice. Those are actually really nice stats overall for almost any vehicle. The handling is low on all cars, so no worries. Oh crap. I thought I would have to start running my engine a little bit earlier to actually get the speed boost, since the max speed is increased now, but I guess I misjudged that. Oh god. So you've probably noticed, just by seeing it, the increase in speed on this thing now. I can at least feel it. There's a lot more kick. Shifting from a stock engine to a turbo engine will always have a real big effect on your speed and whatnot. On your top speed, on your acceleration, and everything the stats said, but it's very noticeable in gameplay. As opposed to other upgrades you might get that just kind of improve over time and you don't really notice them as much individually. So it's definitely worth the cost, even if you're shelling out a lot of money at once. But makes for a good race. As long as you can handle it right, not turn too hard. I don't really have the funds to invest in another vehicle at the moment. I guess if I wanted, I could switch over to Track T. Depends on how much tuning I have left to do. Brake, rear end, and engine. Yeah. I'll see how much the turbo engine costs for this, and then I will, once I have sufficient funds to upgrade to turbo, ultimately 150. So after the 2 more races, I'll 1 or 2 more races, once I can actually afford the next, or the turbo engine for that thing, I will switch over to it. But the one, I don't have the funds to actually like upgrade a new car to reach the caliber of all these other vehicles in the circuit. So, yeah, and I've actually gotten really consistent with that turbo, with the fast start. I'm kind of surprised. Whoa. And to the speed. But I will be sure to actually make use of other people's stuff as well. Because now that I have this vehicle fully upgraded, I will have some spare cash, to say the least. And the later vehicles you get in the game are worth more. But it's more expensive to upgrade them. But regardless, it's not by that big of a margin. The amount of money that you actually get, the increase in the amount of money that you get later on in the game, definitely exceeds the increase in costs. So these turns are actually good examples of trying to not turn too hard. You'll see that I'm only turning like 45 degrees. And for one, these are really big, loose turns anyways. Even when I can turn more, I usually don't. Kind of like that. Also, because I'm really paranoid, I should probably check to make sure that I'm actually like recording my... Yeah, I'm recording my mic audio. Since I had a recent issue with that, where I recorded 3 episodes of another playthrough without actually recording any commentary whatsoever. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Yes, wonderful. And where shall we? I guess we can go on to sprint now. I kind of have to, unless I want to replay through this. Which would be kind of nice, I guess, since it would let me grind for more money to do another, start racing with another car. But we have time left to finish the circuit. Still, no new tracks though. It's kind of weird. I actually suspected to have some more tracks to screw around on. Oh god, the hard turns on this. I believe there's at least one new course in this circuit, though. There's a number of tracks we haven't seen, like a decent number of them, actually. I don't know why the developers seem like so hesitant to introduce them at some points in the game. Some cups just introduce a lot more new tracks than others. Yeah, I like being my previous lap time every lap. Always makes me happy. Something satisfying about knowing that you're doing, I don't know, well, I guess. Not better than you were before. And straight away, I just did exactly that. You know, in every race it's just 30 seconds. It's just 60 seconds. As things go by pretty quickly. Oh, this course, I swear. There's something up with this course. Alright. So, this is the only shortcut in the game that this course has the only shortcut in the game that I know of that, I'm not going to upgrade track T actually. I'm going to save up my funds to upgrade another vehicle, so I can use that in this vehicle's place. But, let's see, we should decide what we're going to use next. But, we don't have any of those, do we? Vulture Roadster. You're no Vulture. You can be red, though. So this track has what is, as far as I know, the only shortcut in this game that, it's the exact same top speed, that is not intended by the developers, but it's a big one. All these vehicles I know of actually have very good max stats. Fantastic barely has better stats, better starting stats than Maelstrom, and generally speaking, your starting stats are pretty indicative of your max stats too. Could try Scream and Holler, I guess, but none of these vehicles really interest me in terms of stats. Vulture Roadster looks nice. You can see how much parts for this thing cost. 90? Why 90? Alright, we're gonna have to save up a lot for this thing if we're gonna do it. Because if we just enter the race with low stats, it's completely possible we literally won't be able to beat the AI. Just because their stats will be too high, and we won't be able to keep up with how fast they move. Although on this track it doesn't matter whether or not you can keep up with the AI if you know the shortcut. Alright, so I'll show you one lap of this place normally. We just passed up the shortcut. You probably saw it. What? Crap. That's my first explosion on the playthrough. Hooray. But it doesn't really matter that I screwed up. It's just such a weird shape. It's like, I've always thought that the shape of this track looked like some person standing with their arms raised to get saying, "Yay!" Which I'm pretty sure is intentional. Anyways, man, I'm screwing this up horribly. But shortcut right there. The thing is, the reason I say I don't think that's intended by the developers is, for one, it completely wrecks. For one, the AI never take that shortcut. It also completely wrecks any time from the developers in time attack. And it also, normally, as you approach a shortcut in this game, you will see a exclamation mark appear on screen. Just lap everyone. In this particular track, however, or on that particular shortcut, that's not the case. You don't get any prompt for that shortcut. So I'm pretty sure that it's not intentional, even though it's kind of obvious. But anyways. Oh, desert course, this place is rough. Oh, come on. Such guesswork. And just over this episode I said, oh hey, I've actually been doing a really good job of not sucking at the fast starts. And I'm all over my gear shift on this track. It's because the path you actually have to stay on is really small, at least in comparison to the amount of room you have to work with. There are also some relatively rough turns though, especially like right here. Seldom am I able to actually tackle that turn well, although I think I did kind of alright just now. Usually I end up shifting all the way down into like 3rd gear. And that turn, whoa! Because of how much I'm being slowed down. Thing is, I can never really figure out whether it's a good idea or not to cross the, whoa, dark sand in the middle, and cut the corner. So I cut the corner, of course, that's a better racing line overall. Whoa! That was much too close. But, if I do cut it, then I end up, being slowed down on the dark sand as well. Hit the brake way too hard there. So, I really had difficulty with that turn, but I guess I did well enough this time around. I'm still in the Silver Cup, so it's still easy. Oh hey, I thought Galaxy Course was later in the game. And I should look into... And this will give me about 5 upgrades. How many different things are left to upgrade? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So after this race, I guess I can start using a new vehicle. Oh, come on. But, I thought I was doing it too early in those other ones. Actually, you don't want a fast start here anyways. If you do get a fast start, you want to stay in, like, 3rd gear. Because you saw right there, you'll go straight into a wall if you go straight forwards right there at the beginning of this race. This track has lots of really sharp corners, but it's no issue. I actually find this track to be one of the easier tracks in the game. It's pretty cool. It also makes a distinct sound when you grind your tires against the ground. And you kick up stars too. It's kind of funny. I tend to have trouble on that turn. Oh hi. Maelstrom just flying across the screen. That turn's pretty easy to hit though, that last turn on the big hairpin. Before you cross the finish line, all you really have to do is enter it from the outside instead of the inside like I have a habit of doing, and you'll be absolutely fine. Also don't have to worry about these holes here. Also, I don't know why they're just like big Technicolor Hot Wheels logos here, but crap! That's a rough turn in general. If you do try to hit it from the outside like you should, and actually hit it hard, you'll most likely end up hitting it too hard and spin out like I did just now. So it's a very, very delicate balance. But it can be done. This is a pretty place though. It's not exactly this game's equivalent of Rainbow Road, but this game has no equivalent of Rainbow Road really. This game's final track and most difficult track. Well, there are 2 things I could say that are the game's most difficult track, but neither of them are anything along the lines of something Rainbow Road like. Oh, yes! That was probably as smooth as I could possibly hope to make that turn. I like how they actually included the TM, little trademark, in the Hot Wheels logos in this track too. They're just floating everywhere. But, that having been done, you're being congratulated. Hooray! Yay! So they just kind of like swap the colors of the trophy. So that's our reward. Now for actual rewards, we got Lakester. I remember more names of these cars than I thought. And, oh, what's that one called? I used to have that one actually. I had that exact color and paint job too. Hooligan. And my throat just made a sound. Why did my throat just make a sound? I'm not sure if the mic pick that up. Anyway, so next time we can take on the gold trophy. But that's actually gonna be it for this episode. But next episode we have some time trials to take on before we actually get back to the Grand Prix. But looks like we can actually finish this game more quickly than I thought we would. And we'll have to see though. We will see. I like how things are going though. So who knows? But I'm sure it will be fun regardless, as it has been thus far. So, meet us next time where we take on a new vehicle on some time trials, have fun with those, and have some nice alone time out on the roads before getting back into the big tournaments. See you guys.